Welcome to Quentin's Speaker World and Bell's channel, unboxing, bass test and more. The best speaker channel in France.
Hello guys, my name is Quentin for Quentin's Speaker World Capacity channel, and in this video today we will gonna talk about of all of my Bluetooth speakers started to shut down, but with the clock radios. So yep, let's start with the small one. In the end, that stops in here. So the medium, still the small one. Let's stop with here. The mini party speakers should be small party speakers. Yeah. So this one we were gonna do the medium size to the KTS 1612. Then the large one is Silvercast 910 to E-Tempo Revolve, and to the larger one is E-Tempo to the Clipper Protobok 710. Yep. And at the bonus number one is clock radio Bluetooth speakers. So yep. And the rest is the party lights. Let's put this together and let's see how it does on the Clipper party lights. Does it connect with the I guess with the Clipper Protobok on core system 2, but does not connect with the Clipper Protobok 710 or 110. The polypods should connect with the gas not the polylight stick. Even with the Clipper cover, it does connect with the Clipper boxes and the poly lights. When the music begins, I just want to make sure to make a best test on it. So yeah. So let's get started. This is B-Wave HD0054 SM. This one have the mini woofer solid and the small speakers in the world, and this one was gonna be the cheapest one. Cheaper, more expensive than the Clipper Go one. But with the Solar Clicker 200 was the most cheapest. This one have the mini woofers at 3 watts upper powers, yeah. This one is the white Vapor Cube, have maybe 3 watts or 5 watts upper powers. This one have 3 watts upper powers on the woofers and 2 passive radiators, one of the board and a clothing it, and on the back is the working. So yeah, this one is the 12 wireless speakers over here. This one have 5 watts upper powers and does have night shows over here. The same nights as the socks one. So yeah, this one is the Solar Chic as a tweet have 3 watts upper powers over here. Sorry about that. I was coughing for a bit. This one have aux in and USB-C. Sorry about that. This one is the Music Luto, have 3 watts upper powers. It also comes as Solar Click 700 with both. Guys, look at the difference here. This one 3 watts upper powers and it plays at 50% volume. This one is placed at 70% volume. This one is the Solar Click S100, SM200, and the pocket speakers have 3 watts with one mini woofers and one passive radiators. So this one is the cheapest speakers over here. This one is the cheaper Go one. 3 watts of as of powers over here. This one was the original one, but except for blocks, they get it out here every single time during the games, yeah. But the colors are blue. But except for the sounds. But if I go to the on the clipper Go one on the blocks, it just switched to the clipper new clipper startup and shutdown sounds. See that? But on the real time with the clipper Go one, I press the power, that will switch to the old sounds and the first sounds. Guys, listen to this. There it goes. There it goes. Yep. So the Clipper Go 3 have 4.2 watts of powers, even with the Clipper Go 4, but except the difference here. This one have 5 hours of playtime, but this one 7 hours of playtime. This one is the Epoch Christmas Balls. They plays 3 Christmas songs. So here, this one that comes from the night shows with the power button. The Emerald plays the Christmas song. This one is the Play Balls. They will have 3 watts of powers in total and 10 watts in musical. Look at that. They will have 1 woofer with the solid cheek speakers. Except for the difference here. So this one is the Sony SRS6B100, have 2.5 watts of powers, but in the real time, I'd say around the 5 watts of powers. But this one is the weakest speakers over here. That one comes from 1 passive radiator, so that comes with the hole on it. So that means it has got 16 hours of playtime. This one is the Fresher Bay 1 ERP 500, have 5 watts of powers. That one comes from 1 passive radiator and 1 mini woofers over here. But the 1 ERP 510 that does connect with the perform mode if I got 2 Fresher Bay 1 ERP 510s. Even with the Fresher Bay 1 ERP 400. 1 ERP 800, 1 ERP 700, 1 ABB 200 is the boombox one and the strongest one. The strongest portable speakers, but the strongest one is the KPL boombox 4. So yeah. So the Fresher speakers have 20 hours of playtime. So this one is the 805 Bluetooth speakers with the earbuds on it. We can connect it with the ears and it says connected with this. This is the right, we can listen on the right. This one that comes from the left. And this is the speakers, have 5 watts of powers. That comes from 1 mini woofers of here. But this one, earbuds have 1 watt in total. That means 6 watts in all of this. So this one is the JBL Clip 4. Have 5 watts of powers RMS. That comes from 1 woofers over here. That will comes from 10 hours of playtime. This one is the White Turtle S. They will have 9 shells on the White Turtle S, but except for the difference here between the I1 speakers and the White Turtle S, but except the different startup sound, except for the different startup animations over here. This one have 1 woofers over here, 1 mini woofers over here, but except that it has got the same as Sony speakers, but except for the difference. This one is the Silvercrest bike. We can connect with the bike and the walls of here. and we can run it at the same time. This one have 5 watts of powers, 1 mini woofers. So yep, seriously, this one has got notification about TikToks. But this one is the host node of his 600 that we got 5 watts of powers that comes from 1 woofers, and this one have 6 hours of playtime. This one is the music countdown that will have 3 watts of powers, 1 mini woofers, and the light shows and the lights. This did broke. We're gonna have to be repaired later for that one. So yeah, but it fixed for now. They will have FM mode even with the music neutral, even with the innovative HBCO2. This one is the host node of the 720 that will have Twisted Tropic Cell that will have the same night kills as Twisted Tropic Cell, but except for difference here. But if I go turn it on the Twisted Tropic Cell, there was a Bluetooth mode. It just only say Bluetooth, but on the host node it says power on Bluetooth mode. But this is where host node of the 720 goes. Meanwhile, on the M mode, it doesn't have FM radio on the host node of the 720, but except Twisted Tropic Cell have the FM radio. This one is the Nexter F03, have 5 watts of powers. I don't know what one about that one. That goes from mini woofers over here. Maybe with passive radios. So now let's just head to the Fisher Band 1 LP400. The most was the strongest passive radios during the first year of 2025. But meanwhile, the Fisher Band 1 LP800 was the strongest passive radios for today. This one has 5 watts of powers. That comes from 1 mini wolves first, and this one have 1 passive radios. This one have 13 hours of playback. 13? Is that even block 13 about this? But they don't really care about block 13. But that's okay about that. This one is the host node RS420, 5 watts of powers. That comes from 1 woofers on the top and 1 passive radius on the bottom, and they will have 9 shells. So let's lead on the smallest part, the small things over here. This is the Intel sphere that will have 10 watts of powers, and they will have maybe 18 hours of playtime. 18 or 17 hours of playtime. This one, they will have 9 shells at the top, 1 passive radius at the bottom, and this one have woofers over here. So now let's get set to the second part. This one is the Humble Expert RGB Bluetooth speakers. They are also called as Anker Sanko Select Vocal and the Pop Woofer speakers that when have got it. This one have 5 watts of powers, but Anker have 6 watts. But except they will have different startup sounds. This one have 8 hours of playtime. But this one have 7 hours of playtime. This one 5. This one 5. So yeah. This one is disco light speakers that will have 5 watts of powers. That will have 9 shells on the top, but the other woofers that will have on the bottom. This one have 5 watts of powers, and that will have between 5 to 6 hours of playtime. This one is the White Ducker M. It was the first White Ducker speakers of here. This one I've got from one woofers and one passive radiators. But except for the difference between the White Ducker M and the White Ducker L. This one, both speaker would have the same animations, have the same startup animation, but except for the focus, Bluetooth. This one is the 88R2013, have 10 watts of power that comes from two woofers, and they will have 4 hours of playtime. This one was the favorite one. The second favorite one of the portable speakers is the JBL Flip 5. 2 passive radiators, 20 watts RMS for woofers. That means 20 watts in total for Flip 5. That comes from Power Boost. It's up to 12 hours of playtime with swap over here. So lastly, this is the JBL Flip 6. That will have 2 passive radiators on the sides. That will have 20 watts for woofers and 10 watts for tweeters. That means 30 watts in total. That means they will have 12 hours of playtime. This one is the KTS4612 Bluetooth speakers that I already bought it those. This one have the powerful bass on the portable speakers. But if I buy the KTS 1108, this one have the larger versions on KTS 4612. This one have 20 watts RMS, but except KTS 1108 have 40 watts. Well, it doesn't say 20 watts, but it has 40 watts in total. 10 watts for each woofers. This one is the silver castellated, have the bad batteries about it. That will have 5 watts of powers and the weakest bass. This one is the White Ducker L. Have 20 watts of powers. That goes from 2 woofers and another passive radiators on the back. This one is the 7.5 hours of playtime. This one does say 1 hour. This one is 11 hours of playtime. But this one is the Hosnot RS200 and the fake JBL Flip 3. But it has got the same as Hosnot RS520, but except for the changes. This one have 16 watts, but the Hosnot RS520, 24 watts, same as visual band speakers. That goes from 2 woofers. And then we'll have 3 connections over here. 2 passive radiators on the sides. This one has got the same, but except for the larger ones, compared with the JBL Flip 5 and compared with the JBL Flip 6. This one is the ringers, but this one is more powerful. Sorry about that. Sorry, I cough. This one is the Hosnot RS310, 10 watts of powers. That will have 16 hours of playtime. This one is 20 hours of playtime. This one is the only SP350, have 25 watts of power that comes from 1 passive radiators on the bottom and 1 woofers, and I think they will end support on May 2026. That means already by 2024. That means the earliest SP350 will end support. This one is the only SP320, have 6 watts of powers. That comes from 2 mini woofers and 2 passive radiators, 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom. This one is the fake JBL Pulse 3. So 3 of them have the fake JBL Pulse series. This one is the visual band 1 ERB 800. That will have 24 watts of powers that comes from 2 woofers and 1 passive radiators. Then we got for the strongest one. Strongest bass, and they're shaking the speakers. This one have 20 hours of playtime. This one is 5 to 6 hours of playtime. This one 5 hours. This one is the microphone M858 that also called as WS858. Yep. They will have 5 watts of power that comes from 1 woofers. Maybe they will have 3 to 5 hours of playtime. But I'm not sure. This one is the microphone. If I don't bass, there will be shaky voices. They will have 9-in mode. But if I play it, they will cost nothing. We can use the voices for making every chord of our teams or footballs. This one is the Jellyfish Max 113 speakers, have 10 watts of powers. Maybe this one have got the passive radiators, this one woofers. And with the animations over here. So yep. Oh my gosh, seriously? Seriously? Oh my gosh. You got to be freaking kidding me right now. So that's okay, but anyways. So this one is the... Why does it keep vibrating every single time? So why does it say discuss your group? So I'm gonna reject it. I'm gonna reject of this. I'm gonna reject of this. So sorry about the interruption about messages. This one have got E-Tempo Revolve have 16 watts of power that comes from 2 woofers over here and 2 passive radiators on the sides. This one have got the fake GPR charge 6, but except for the difference. This one have the straps. But this one have between 17 hours of playtime. So yeah, this is the cloud radios over here that comes with the charging time with the Samsung on iPhone. This one have 12 watts of power for the speakers, with the Bluetooth speakers, with the aux and with the radio modes that we listen on the Street FM and RFM. Like the example of radios that does every copyright. So yeah, this one is the E-Tempo box. This will have 20 watts of powers if it was the same as portable box. This one have 7 hours of playtime for the portable box, but this one have 10 hours of playtime. So yep, this is the JPL Portal Box. All cores is your 2 have 100 watts of powers that goes from 1 watt with 25-inch woofers and 2 tweeters that will have baseboards on the back. The battery replacement is on the bottom. They will have the bass boost button, same with the pulsar and the E-Tempo box. This one is the JBL Portal Box 110, have 160 watts of power that comes from 2 5.25-inch woofers and 2 tweeters. Also is JBL Portal Box 710 have the strongest 800 watts of power that comes from 2 8-inch woofers and 2.75-inch 2.75-inch tweeters. Yep. So yep. For the sound bars, they will have the sound bars in total that comes from 250 watts in total. But let's check let's check the text speak. That will have 250 watts of power in total speakers. The soundbars equals 150, but the subwoofer that comes from 100 watts. So the transducer, the racetrack drivers was 3 racetrack drivers and 2 tweeters and 1 5.25 inch woofers. The same with the JBL Portal Box. All cores is up 2 and with the JBL Portal Box 110. So yeah. But all speakers does not count. 2 woofers and 2 tweeters at the same time without a Bluetooth mode. But this one, the kit-out speakers have only 2 woofers over here. So yep, that is it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Quentin Speaker World, the best channel. Let's tell you for more. Bye, guys.